This is News 6 Tonight.
Good evening to you. Wow, I hit a high octave on that one.
Are you going through the
I am. I'm going
puberty?
through the change. That's what we're talking about tonight on News 6 Tonight. No, glad to have you with us. I'm Matt Austin. What's your name again?
I'm Ginger Gadsden.
Look
you
what the
may
cat
know me
puked
from
up.
such shows as News 6 Tonight. I hope you do, and I hope you have had a great time without me because you always complain about me being here. So here I am. I'm back.
Wow.
Which
That is absolutely not true. But it is good to have you back in the saddle, my partner.
Yeah, it's hard keeping up with news in Florida, in Central Florida, because so much of it happens on a daily basis. So when you're gone for a week, that's like a year's worth of news happens.
A lot happens.
Yeah, and a lot happened last week and even today. The story that we're talking about, these people who live in an extended stay Howard Johnson. Our community correspondent, Mike Valenti, went out there Friday because they were given notice that they had to evacuate the premises because it was unsafe. And they said, you have until today, Monday, to get out of here and find a place. That's not a whole lot of time if you've ever tried to, if you are already housing insufficient and are told you have 3 days to look for and find a new place. Good luck with that. So today, Mike went out because today was the deadline. This morning was the deadline. He was out there this afternoon as people were still moving their things out. And it was just a heartbreaking story. And we both had the same sort of emotion when we saw part of his report. Let's play part of Mike Valenti's package from earlier today.
This is definitely an unconventional way to start any story, but due to the thunder, lightning, and rain, we were forced inside the News 6 vehicle to start this story Monday afternoon. But not everyone had the same luxury. You can see there are some tenants, people who had been staying at the Howard Johnson by Wyndham, who are now outside trying to brave the elements. It's unclear where they're going to go from here, but they can't go back inside the building because it's been condemned. They were forced out at 10 a.m. The water, electricity, and gas have all been shut off. And before the storms, it was really the heat that was the primary issue.
Just feet away from a building that no longer has power, first responders tended to a young child apparently suffering from a heat-related illness. We're told he and his family were outside for hours, along with their belongings, waiting for a ride to another extended stay. The frustration here has been boiling since the sun came up Monday morning.
It's hot out here. We ain't got nowhere to go. We ain't got nothing to eat, nothing to drink.
These are just some of the dozens forced out of the Howard Johnson Monday. The city condemning the building due to, quote, immediate life safety concerns.
Where are you going to go now?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
It's just heartbreaking when you see the families in the rain with their everything.
And
Their
there's
kids,
no place.
their dogs,
that they
their
can
furniture. There's nowhere for them to go. And, you know, these extended stay or long stay places, we call them, have become sort of the de facto housing solution here in Central Florida and other places too, because people cannot afford the cost of a home
First
or
month's
apartments.
rent, last month's rent. They can't
Yeah.
pass credit checks. So they'll go to these places where in the end they're usually paying more per
Yeah.
month. They might be paying $2,500, $3,000 a month for these extended stays.
Yeah, because some of them have evictions on their records, and
Right.
you know, what can you
I'm
do
so
with
glad
that?
we went back tonight though, because
Yeah.
it gave a lot of perspective on the real issue here, and the fact that, I mean, I guess when I saw him do that story last week, I just assumed these people would find a place, but
Yeah.
to see them just having to take all their stuff and
Oh,
have it out
it's just
on the
heartbreaking.
front lawn. I don't know. Have so many questions. I want to know, because these people said they paid their rent,
Yeah.
and these are paycheck to paycheck families. So you pay your rent, they have not gotten their money back. So
No, and,
all
and they
their
probably won't.
their housing for the month is already given to the hotel, according to them. Some of them were saying, hey, they owe me $1,500.
I
They
don't
can't
even
eat that.
understand that. I did a little bit of research on how much this place was going to cost. It's like $500 for 2 weeks, and it averages out to like $35 a night. But these people do have like some legal routes they can take, and they probably don't even know that. And some of them could have called when the place became unsafe to begin with, like there were no working smoke detectors, and they probably don't know they have legal rights to things like that, running water, the AC, just basic necessities if you are paying rent to live
There are
in a place.
rules.
There are rules.
in every state against. Well, and I'm not saying they are this, but against slumlords or
Whatever it is. And Florida ranks among the top 5 of states where there's a big housing crisis, and there are people who live in these extended stay places. It's Florida, California, Nevada, Texas, and New York are in the top 5 because they have, and Florida is the top of that list because of our transient community and also because of the tourist district. You have
Orlando, especially,
That's
so many
exactly
of
right.
them have to sleep in their cars if they work at Disney.
Yeah.
We've covered that topic.
If you've never seen the Florida
way too much.
Project,
Yeah.
I suggest that you watch that. It's very eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, if you see extra baggage under my eyes, it's because over the weekend I was moving my oldest daughter back to college. The college kids are starting back up again, and I covered the mass shooting in Tallahassee when that happened. That
At
happened back in
FSU.
April. Yeah, at FSU. And it's back to school, and so many of those students were injured. They were shot. And so they were out the rest of that semester through the summer. So they're
Yeah.
now going back to campus. And we got to hear from one of those survivors. She now has a bullet lodged in her spine, and doctors aren't sure if it's worth it to take it out or not. She's trying to get off her walker. And she is like, look, I'm going to go back to school.
love her attitude.
And I am going to finish my master's degree. Let's hear from this Seminole.
Not long after the attack, Askins told me she wouldn't let that moment define her or stop her.
Doesn't get my future plans. He doesn't deserve to stop us from enjoying our college, university life.
No longer relying on her walker as much, despite the bullet still lodged in her spine. Doctors haven't decided if it should be removed. Askins' advice to other students, don't let fear take control.
You have those hard conversations with your loved ones about crisis situations and what to do because it could save you or a loved one.
Wow.
So it's forever stuck with me when I went there to cover this story, and then we were there that night, and when the sun came up the next day, more of the campus was open, so I was walking around the student union building just to kind of figure out the lay of the land.
Because that's where it happened, right
Yeah,
outside.
happened right outside the student union, and I will never forget, I was walking past some stairs there, and there were shoes. Girls were running for their lives so fast down these stairs that you could see lost the left shoe here and the right shoe there.
Just
So I
trying to get to
always
safety.
wondered what those faces, who were these people who were running? I don't know if that was her shoes out there or not, but it was such a terrible scene. Good to see her as a real inspiration to these other kids that were hurt.
Yeah, and I love the fact that at part of the story, she's like, I'm not going to let this define me. And, she's probably still has some challenges ahead of her, but
Clearly,
she's
yeah.
going full steam ahead. And God bless her, because I think other people might have handled it differently. Like,
It'd be
I don't-
hard. It would be
go
hard to
back
get back on a college campus, to go back to that same student
100%.
union where you were shot.
And
can't
I would imagine it's also hard for parents to take their kids to that campus
Yeah.
and leave them and trust that they will be safe. That's the thing that's heartbreaking to me. And we're at a time now where some of these kids were also involved in high school shootings. That's the thing that breaks my heart. You went to high school, you were involved in a mass shooting, and you go to college, and here it is
you're
again.
dodging bullets
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's just crazy. but we wish her the best. She is
Absolutely.
a
She's gonna
strong
do
young
great.
lady. Of course, we can't wait to follow her journey as well. Something we've talked a lot about here in Florida, and you know, you're not supposed to have an opinion on this show because what we do, we report the facts.
Yep.
But I like bears. That's a fact.
Right.
And Florida just approved its second bear hunt. The first one was like a 2015, I think. And it was so many bears were killed in a 48-hour period. It was canceled. It was supposed to go for like a week or something.
It was
but
2 days, I think.
it was 48 hours
Yeah.
that they were allowed to kill all these bears. And then you started seeing video. I think the video is what got people. Trucks, you know, bears in the back of pickup trucks.
bodies.
Yeah. And it's just, oh gosh, that is, you know, startling. And a lot of bears were killed. Florida just approved its second bear hunt because there have been a growing number of bear encounters here in Florida and in Central Florida in particular. And a lot of people would argue that that's because, hey, we're building so many places that we're building now where the bears would live, and they feel comfortable around people because we're around all
was
the
a
time.
situation where a bear attacked an older gentleman
Yeah.
and his dog while
Yeah.
they were out, killed him.
Yeah, our community correspondent Jana Manahalal has more on a lawsuit that's been filed by some conservationists. Let's take a listen.
Just days after Florida approved its brand new bear hunt that's set to start in December of this year, a group is actually trying now to stop that bear hunt before it even begins.
The last time Florida had a bear hunt, the state was forced to shut it down in just 48 hours.
Oh my God.
Now, Bear Warriors United is petitioning for the stop to this year's planned hunt before any bear dies.
This is being politically based, and it's being done because so many of the commissioners on the FWC board are actually developers themselves.
Raquel Levy is one of the attorneys for the group, and she shared with me why the nonprofit is going after FWC.
They have given their authority to an executive director to make decisions for them, and they're not allowed to do this. It's a very narrow attack that we're doing
Yeah,
on the FWC, but we're doing it in such a way that we're hoping that this will block the 2025 bear hunt.
Yeah, you know, I don't want anyone to be harmed by a bear, but they are out there just trying to find food and survive like any animals out there. And if your community is shrinking, then what are you going to do? And some communities have put bear-proof trash cans out, and they've been doing a lot of things. But this local group, this conservation group fighting to stop the bear hunt, they say the rules are unfair, and the science behind it is outdated, and it's actually putting bears and future bears at risk.
So the people who are for the hunting say this will help manage the population,
Yeah.
and hunting is used to manage the population in many ways. And they would argue that this is a sensible way to go about it. We're talking 187 bears is the cap. It's not like people can go out there and just kill a bunch of bears real quick. You have to get a permit. It's one person, one bear. I believe it's bow hunting, which takes a lot of extra. You don't bow hunt a bear. I mean,
No.
bears, that is a tricky, because you have to get up way closer. It's not like you can shoot them from 200 yards away with a bow.
Yeah, and you
have to
can't do
get
a
in.
mama bear and cubs. Those are off
Yes.
limits.
So they have, according to the hunters, made it a very sensible, more easily to digest for some people. But you see the pictures of the bears, and that's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really is. But we still don't want it. I just want to be clear. I don't want people harmed by the bears, even though I really think bears are, they deserve to live out
I think it's
their
fair
lives.
that bears are a cool animal.
For
We're
sure.
going to take a look at an animal out there in the Atlantic when we come back. Jonathan Kagas is going to look at Aaron. I love looking at a big, strong, beautiful fish storm that's going to stay away from Florida.
That is just a fish storm. That is for sure.
But we're going to take a look at that thing and dig deep inside it with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas after the break. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart, also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down below.
My gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh. All right, welcome back to News 6 Tonight. This next story, some of you might kind of roll your eyes and say, how
But
does this
don't.
happen? But
But
don't,
don't.
because if you have an elderly parent, they tend to be susceptible to scams. And there's this one scam that's just a heartbreaker.
We hear
right
about
now.
it time and time again.
We
and
could
it,
fill up the newscast every day.
honestly, and that's sad. And it usually involves a woman, and it's a guy from somewhere else, overseas or whatever.
Some heartthrob.
Yeah, writing letters and saying, "Oh, you're this, you're that," and then all of a sudden, here comes the ask. Hey, I need something from you, and it usually involves money.
And we're not talking about a little bit of money either. Floridians have lost nearly $90 million.
I saw that number, and
Isn't that a
it
crazy
took my
amount of
breath
money
away.
in just romance schemes?
So that tells you that it is a huge problem, which is why we wanted to bring it to your attention. And our News 6 investigator, Lewis Bolden, does a great job sitting down and talking to these people and humanizing them and letting us see that, okay, this is not a person who doesn't know better. They just got
just
caught
somebody
up
who's
in something.
lonely.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's listen to part of Lewis's story.
Carol West thought she was talking to a decorated Army officer, a commanding four-star general who claimed to be deployed in South Korea.
Sent me pictures of his dog tags, driver's license, passport.
The messages came multiple times a day and became more intimate.
It's exciting.
But the texts took a turn. He had a box full of precious Army medals, but having them securely shipped back to the U.S. would cost $7,500, he said. He wanted it sent via gift and gaming cards. But the items supposedly got stuck in customs in Mexico, and the Mexican government needed $30,000 in cash. Over 6 weeks, she sent more than $60,000. It was only when her bank accounts were empty did she realize it was a scam.
I was sick.
And that makes me sick because this woman, on a fixed income, that's her life savings. She can't just go and get another job and maybe she can, but I doubt it, and make up that money. That's what she was using to supplement her income.
Okay, so just for the people in the back, if someone's asking for a gift card or crypto, they are 100% of the time a scammer.
Yeah.
No one legit is ever going to ask you to get a gift card and send it over to them.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
Ship
but
your own
I
medals,
feel like
sir.
it's hard because I've seen some of these instances where the family knows this person's being bilked and they just want to believe it so bad. They're just so lonely and they just love whatever interaction they get from the chats or the text messages, somebody caring about them and listening
course.
to them.
Yeah, she was like, it was like a pen pal. And when she said that, I think of pen pals like childlike in elementary school. You have a pen pal, and that was sweet to her. Her husband died not long
Just
ago.
recently,
And the thing that she said that really got me too, she says, I was like a pigeon waiting to be shot, and I was shot. And that's terrible. So if you have an older family member who you know is lonely or in that situation, just talk to them.
But you know what sucks? They're not going to listen to you.
But you've done
They're
your due
n-
diligence.
I know I
not
think
sending-
a lot of these families want to, but if I try to, I love my dad. He's wonderful. If I try to tell him,
Oh, you can't tell Chuck nothing.
if I try to tell Chuck Austin, the sky is blue, and he doesn't want to believe,
He's gonna go
not
outside.
gonna freaking listen to me.
Yeah.
So I would like to say that you're not gonna just
I
be spitting in
know.
the wind there, but
I know. It's terrible.
it's
But
you know what I'm worried about?
What?
When AI comes around and they can FaceTime you with whoever it is.
That's
they're
already
saying
starting.
They are.
It's already starting. But
true.
that guy was trying too hard. Why did you need to send somebody or show someone your driver's license, your passport? Oh, hi, that's Vestella, Ginger and Matt. It's like they're waving. That's one of my sisters. So,
I know. I could tell
by the last name.
Hey, Rail Stalker, good to see you.
I mean, they're just trying too hard. I'm not sending anybody a copy of my passport. What does that prove? Hey, I'm a good guy. I've got a passport. Anyway,
I'm a 4-star general.
Yeah, these are just signs. Anyway,
Whatever.
we feel sad about
breaks your heart. All right, let's get you over to Jonathan Kagas. Bark, bark, bite. He says, my wife and I love you guys. We love you and your wife. Thank you for watching tonight.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you. Let's bring in another lovable character, Jonathan
There
Kagas.
he is.
He is joining us now. He's got the looks to give a romance scam himself, but he's not that kind of guy.
I have never scammed anyone.
No, not only have you not scammed anyone, you've saved people.
Yes, there are a lot of weather scammers out there.
You save people from scammers on Instagram, on social media. Anybody who has a keyboard and can get in touch with a radar, who can call up a radar, who's forecasting Aaron right
There's
now.
been a lot of that these days,
So
bud.
stupid.
I got one for you today. So Brenda, one of our digital producers, she operates clickorlando.com. If you guys frequent clickorlando.com, and she writes some of our articles, she sent me a TikTok today, and she said she would spare me the agony over the weekend because I tried to stay off TikTok as much as possible. There was somebody that had like hundreds of thousands of views, okay? She had oceanic intuition and that everybody was wrong and that Aaron was coming to Florida.
Oceanic
I'm glad.
Intuition.
Oceanic
It's not
intuition.
AI, it's OI. She had OI.
OI. There you go. There you go.
And
so
she got a
boy,
lot of views with that? Was she
There
convincing?
were like 40,000 likes. Like
Oh,
likes
my.
alone. It's crazy. I know, what is this world coming to?
And
it's
if we keep
wild.
listening to people like that,
I'm getting a case of irritable ocean syndrome right now. Just thinking about it.
That's right. I mean, dogs can tell you when there's a thunderstorm and stuff coming through, but I don't know about people. No, see, we have science and meteorology to tell us, and while it's not always perfect, look, I'll be the first to say things shift. This is not doing that. Escape route is wide open. We've known that since early last week. It continues to be out there. The satellite, as Matt mentioned, we like to look at it here. Now, the Turks and Caicos are getting battered a little bit with tropical storm forest conditions, so it's not making landfall there. I'll show you a more high-resolution satellite in just 1 second, but I wanted to show you this on here.
Jonathan. It's gigantic.
What'd you say?
This thing is so gigantic.
And that's why I wanted to show you on this, because I have all the tools that we can measure just across there. Don't pay attention to the hours. It's also a time to arrival tool. It's not going to arrive here. 943 miles wide from that tail end of that Cirrus cloud down there up to the tip-top one. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to get even bigger than that. And once we get into Wednesday and Thursday, I mean, it's literally going to be up here. And I think we're going to have the opportunity for the outer band to be right around Bermuda and also touching the Outer Banks.
Wow.
It's going to be that wide, and that's why there's a tropical storm watch issued for the Outer Banks, because it's just so far reaching and they're going to get into some of the tropical storm conditions. Here's more of the high resolution, colorful one, the infrared satellite. We can see some of the colder cloud tops here. And it's certainly been maintaining category 4 intensity like nobody's business. Nothing is really knocking it down tonight. It's still 130 mile per hour storm. And you see that NW, the NW guys, where it says movement? That means northwest.
Northwest.
And that means, again, it has started its turn, and eventually it is going to get on out of here. And again, this is the reason why. There's the escape route. I wanted to show you that. It's the parting of the high pressure. And we knew that, and it was clear because
it's really threading the needle there, Jonathan. My gosh.
Yes. Yes, it is. But we love when that happens, for sure. But this was clear. A hurricane is never going to beat out on a synoptic scale or a large scale steering pattern. No matter how big, strong, they will be bullied by high pressure in troughs all day long. So there's something bigger. It's a bigger fish. Just like they always say, there's always something bigger out there.
Yeah.
And in this case, the steering current, it's going to get it. It just can't come. It can't come in. We're being protected by the weather systems at work. And that's the first thing I look for. Is there an escape route? are we protected? There we and it's looked like that for like a week.
Well,
now.
that's the kind of bullying I can get behind.
That's right.
I usually don't like it.
She
but
bullies
this one,
me all the time.
Everything
so don't
else.
listen to that.
I support it.
All right, Jonathan Kagas, a great look there at kind of how lucky we are in this situation is the way I see it.
Dude.
He'll have a lot more for you coming up at 9:30.
And it's not just his intuition either. He's got science.
He's got that.
He's
got those
facts.
ocean senses.
They're tingling. All right, when we come back, this next story is giving Jurassic Park. And when we explain it to you, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when we come back.
Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh. Oklahoma. Hey, welcome back to News 6 Tonight.
He was about to tell a Tiger King story.
I was.
And
It
now
has
I
to
wanna
do with
hear-
this gator
and
story.
We don't have time. There's a place in South Florida called Gatorama where if you want to hold a little gator egg in your hand and help it hatch,
As it's hatching.
it reminds me so much of Jurassic Park. Look at this.
Our hatching festival is so unique because you can't do it anywhere else.
This marks the beginning of Gatorama Hatching Festival, where for 2 weeks, people can come to help gators hatch right in the palm of their hands.
We thought when we first started this 24 years ago, the people would do it one time and say, oh, that's pretty cool, and never come back.
This Gator Wonderland is owned by Alan and Patty Register.
I think it is like nothing
They're so
else
cute.
because it's an opportunity, especially for young children, to see the egg and then the live animal. You know, it's just that transformation. So, wow.
Yeah, well, it's cute until it bites your face off.
I don't think it's going to bite your face off. I
Well,
don't
not
think you have to
that,
worry about
not that size. Did you see the other big one?
They are adorable. I hope they're okay, though.
All right.
Have a good night.